So, folks, I'm going to do an ad hoc editorial because I had meant to do this and I wasn't able to do it. And this editorial is for the 70 to 80% of black people that voted for the PNM in the last election. Now, recently, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Prime Minister Rowley, made a trip to Ghana and then on to India. And on return from those trips, we didn't hear anything about Ghana and cocoa, right? Because Ghana is very famous also for cocoa as well as Trinidad and Tobago. We heard more about going to India and dealing with this wealthy Indian businessman and creating another cricket academy in Trinidad and Tobago. In order to create that cricket academy, you will have to take away, take away approximately 30 acres of land from a black institution in Trinidad and Tobago, an iconic institution, Pan Trinbago. Now, I thought about it and I said to myself, if we have a cultural institution there on the highway, when people are traveling from Piaco Airport and have to pass there, they could stop in and spend some US dollars, FDI, right? We're getting money coming into the country through cultural tourism. And the thing about it, Tommy, I have to tell you the truth, boy. Instead of the black PNM people standing up and saying, no, that is unacceptable for you to take away land from black people and give it to a wealthy businessman is unacceptable. And put you in Port of Spain where you got a building. You know them defending that, boy?
You know, what's even worse, the money that they spent on that zoo, that should have been
50
put into
million.
that should have been put into invested into Pantrin Bago's infrastructure to help set up that space there to have a pan museum, a true independent pan museum that is a pan museum built for the pan, set up with adequate space, parking lot, open air space, all the amenities that would make it a perfect spot for a pan, not just academy, but a pan museum, a pan center, a steel pan center.
A cultural center, a cultural pan center,
Yeah.
right, Tommy? So let me continue, Tommy. And Tommy, all we heard from the black people in Trinidad and Tobago, the black PNM people, is defending, like they're playing for the Soca Warriors. All they're doing is defending. Yeah, the Prime Minister gave them a building in Port of Spain, a 2-story building. Land is the basis of everything. Black people in Trinidad and Tobago, black PNM people, don't have a problem that the Prime Minister, who he stated could be the blackest man in Trinidad and Tobago, his words, not mine, taking away land from black people to give to a wealthy businessman. Right? They're defending that. Secondly, Tommy, the Emancipation Support Committee. They have no land. None. 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 Last 9 years, they couldn't even get an acre of land, a half an acre of land from this government with a black prime minister. And the black PNM people have nothing to say. They're silent. The Sugar Aloes song, not one word. They have nothing to say. They're quiet. Why are they quiet? Just to defend your party? Look, look, look at all, and I'm saying all, let me not say all. Most of the socio-economic factors in Trinidad and Tobago, black people are the bottom of that ladder. Black people are the bottom of that ladder. And I could guarantee you, most of them support the PNM. with a black prime minister. Why is that? You're taking away land from black people to give to a wealthy person, right? And then you ain't giving the next organization any land, right? And that same organization, U.S. Prime Minister changed the name from Emancipation Day to African Emancipation Day. And you ain't even consider them. You ain't even had a discussion with them. You went to Ghana, you couldn't think about taking one of them with you to Ghana. Maybe they could do some cultural tourism, some cultural exchange. None. What's wrong with the 70 to 80% of black people that support the PNM? What's wrong with you all? Something had to be wrong. Something wrong. You put your vote in the PNM voter bank. They get elected. And as soon as they get elected, they turn their backs on you. And that you okay with that?
Ring your bell, Mr. Man. You gotta get a bell in the studio.
You had to get a bell. Why is that? Black PNM people. Why is that? Why? Why all you need to suffer peacefully and defend by any means necessary? Why is that? Black people in Trinidad and Tobago, black PNM people, the 70 to 80% that supports the PNM, all you need to wake up, I'm not telling all you, most of all you go want to stay supported, but all you stand for something. Dr. Claude Anderson says, a race that's taught to hate itself and love the world will become its own oppressor. Let me repeat that. Dr. Claude Anderson says, a race that's taught to hate itself and love the world will become its own oppressor. There you have it.